Well, good morning, folks. How are we all doing? I hope you're doing grand. So, welcome to the first of my Yerba Mate reviews. I did try and record this video a couple of days ago without a huge amount of success. So, or rather, I had some problems uploading it, so I'm going to try it again. So, like I explained in the video before this one, I'm going to do a number of reviews of Yerba Mate because I'm on a bit of a journey myself at the moment in terms of tastes and everything else, and getting outside of my comfort zone on the Yerba front. So yeah, come along for the ride. So the first Yerba Mate that I thought I would do a bit of a review of is what I would consider to be a really good solid entry level Yerba. So that means it's not too strong, it's not too bitter. It's easy on the palate if you're just getting into this for the first time. So certainly one I would recommend absolutely to begin with for anybody who's a novice matero. And also I should say that the yerbas that I'm going to review are going to be ones which are readily available here in the UK. I'm well aware that there's a huge amount of yerbas on the market. Some are more or less easy to get hold of, depending on where you are. Here in the UK, we're pretty lucky. We've got a couple of good online retailers like Euroshop, and there's a new one actually, which I'm going to probably plug when I get some goodies from them next week. I've just had yesterday a fantastic Yerbera, which is like a little mate yerba storage bag, so I'll probably give them a plug in a couple of weeks. But on with the review. So the one I'm going to review for you today is this one here, Playadito. So yeah, like I say, this is a readily available yerba here in the UK. You can get it from Euroshop, you can get it from Mate Mundo. You can, if you happen to live in an area where there's a sort of a South American shop, some of the areas in London, that sort of thing, you will probably be able to get it off the shelf. It is an Argentinian yerba. So what I mean by Argentinian is the cut is a little bit thicker. It's got some stem in there, some stem material, which means it's really easy to work with. Much more so than some of the much finer cut mates or yerbas, I should say. And it's one of the most popular brands in Argentina, with good reason actually. It's a really damn good brand. So I'll give you a few notes, basically sort of from the smell first of all. Now, one of the things you get with a lot of yerbas, and I've heard a number of different reviewers say this, is there's a smell. You get a smell almost like wet paint, which sounds really unpleasant. But it is something. It's true nonetheless. With a lot of yerbas, you get a smell, an aroma immediately. There's a little bit like wet paint, and it's true of this as well. So there's a little bit, not as much as with other things, but there's a slight immediate sort of sharpness. It's an almost vinegariness. That's what it is. And I don't know whether or not it's from the production process, whether there are chemicals in there that ferment and kind of give it that sharp, tangy sort of smell. Once you get over that immediate tanginess, there's a light hay or sort of what it made me think of actually is when it's been really beautiful sunny weather for several days over the summer months. The farmers have gone out to cut the hay, and you've got hay that's sat out drying for a couple of days. There's that sort of light hay smell, little bit floral, cut grass, and there's also a sweetness in there as well. And I'm going to get to that in the tasting notes as well. So as far as taste goes, now I've literally just drunk the first bowl, just had my first bowl of this, so I've taken the bitter one. And when I say the bitter one, the first bowl that you drink is the most bitter, and generally then as you go through different cycles, as you top up with your water and keep topping up, that flavour will mellow out, that bitterness will mellow out, and there'll be a lot of other flavours that come to the front. This one actually is really easy going. As far as bitterness, on the bitterness scale for Yerbas, I'd put it sort of maybe at about a 4 out of 10. So it's really not too bitter. This is a pure Yerba. There's no other ingredients in it, no other herbs or anything like that. You can get a number of different Yerbas which are mixed with other herbs like mint or boldo or lime leaf, passion flower, that sort of thing. But this is a straightforward Yerba, 100% Ilex paraguayensis, and it's lovely stuff. I actually drink a lot of this at the moment. As you can tell, my bag's sort of virtually empty there. But yeah, so immediate flavours, you get that sort of a light bitterness, like I say, about a 4 out of 10. And you've got grassiness and earthiness there as well. Now, one of the things that you'll notice with this Yerba, a number of people have mentioned it, but I think I nailed it in terms of there's a flavour that comes through. So this is only my second cycle. I'm going to move on to the third cycle now. Now there's a particular sweetness, a particular flavour that comes out, I find, really, really strongly in this particular brand of Yerba. And that is a sort of sweet caramel kind of flavour. And I say sweet because it's balanced with that bitterness as well, but really, trust me, when you get into this stuff, that bitterness almost sort of disappears, and you're just left with these other sort of different levels of flavour. The one I get predominantly from this one is stroop waffles. Now, if you've ever been to the Netherlands or bought any from anywhere else, the Netherlands make these caramel waffles that they sell in little packs called stroop waffles, and they are lovely. They're biscuity, they're sweet, they're caramelly, and they're delicious. And this Yerba, both in terms of smell in the bag, but certainly I found when you're kind of 4 or 5 cycles in, the flavour, the predominant flavour I start getting from this is stroop waffles. Yeah. Now, there's something else that it's made me think of too, because I was thinking about pipe tobaccos that I would liken this to or think would be a good pairing. And this one immediately made me think of W.O. Larson number 32 flake. I've got some on the shelf over here. I can't be bothered to get it though, and interrupt the continuity of the video. But there's that, it's a Virginia tobacco with a bit of a sort of caramel topping to it. And both in terms of the smell and on the taste on the palate, it tastes just like stroop waffles, exactly like this Yerba does. So there you go. I mean, I think it's a brilliant flavour. And oddly enough, I'm not actually drinking it in the best vessel today because this is a reasonably new mate that I'm drinking it out of. And I don't think I've scraped the inside of it very well because I'm still getting quite a bit of the bitterness that comes from the mate itself, the cup itself, when it's not cured properly. And it's for me, unfortunately, I kind of did this on the fly when I filled up my my mate this morning, or just now with this stuff. I don't think I selected the right cup, but we'll push on. So yeah, already what's that, cycle 3 or 4? Yeah, that sweetness is really coming through, kind of becoming a bit more pronounced, even in this this sort of virtually brand new mate that's still got remnants of the actual gourd itself in. Yeah, and really beginning to smooth out as you get sort of 4 or 5 cycles in. Now, in terms of longevity of flavour, this is really good stuff, actually, to be honest. I was doing a job the other day. I'd filled up one of my torpedo mates with this stuff, and it was from 8 o'clock, 8:30 in the morning, right through until about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm chugging on this stuff, and I didn't change the mate once. So actually, you know, even after 10 cycles, yes, the flavour's beginning to get a little bit lavado, a little bit washed out. Excuse me, but the sweetness is still there. The sweetness and grassiness is still there. It actually holds its flavour really, really well for a mild, sort of easy drinking yerba. So yeah, there you go. I mean, I'm already running into almost 11 minutes, which is a bit longer than I intended this to be. Really, really excellent entry-level yerba. Go and check it out. You can get it in 500 gram or 1,000 gram bags. It's a really good quality Argentinian yerba, low dust, decent sized cut, easy to work with, and holds the flavour really, really well throughout the day. So there you go. There's probably loads of stuff I've forgotten because I didn't bring my notes with me when I recorded this video, but there we go. And if you do happen to be a pipe smoker, try it with something like a W.O. Larson's Blend 32 Flake, because I reckon it'll work really well. Anyway, that's it for the minute, folks. You take care. I will bring you another yerba update or yerba review in a couple of days. Until then, hasta luego.